Okay, everybody, welcome. Today we are going to install and get the basics down with something called JustinMind mobile web app design software. And this one is actually free. So if you type in JustinMind install, click on it. You can look, there are pricing options up here if you want more features, but for our purposes, the standard download is free and it will work. You click download, it ends up being right down here as an executable. You run it, and what you see on your desktop is this guy. Okay, once it opens, you will be met with the start menu, and I'm going to select desktop because I want to have the bigger canvas to work with. You would design a website the same way you would a mobile app with this software. So it really doesn't matter for demonstration purposes whether I use the desktop or the mobile splash or canvas. But you can switch back and forth up here anytime you need to. But understand, if you make something on the desktop, it will not shrink down automatically to fit the mobile app. Okay, your basic tour. Here's your toolbar. Here's your screens, because when you have a mobile web app, you may have more than one page basically, so we can add another screen. And then you can add, well, right now we're actually on that screen, but you can make buttons to navigate back and forth. Here's your layers. We haven't done yet because we have created nothing. Here's your properties panel. Right now we are on the properties of the canvas. So if you want to have a different background color, and you can even make it a gradient. There we go. And then so you can experiment with your background colors and see what looks cool, what doesn't, whether you want solid or gradient. Then after that, we're going to play with the toolbar up here. You have your selection tool, the rect selection tool, the slice tool, the delete tool, and the copy style tool. The selection tool is going to be the one most used. This is a pin for drawing vector images. If you have used Photoshop before, this should not be very difficult for you. Now, I'm not holding and dragging. You just click once, and then you move your mouse around, and you can see where it just closed the loop right there, and I have this nice little triangle. Over in the Properties menu, here are the properties of that triangle. And you can adjust them if you want. Here's the location of it, the width and the height, the background color of it is, well, it's not selected. So basically the background on this is more of a fill. The border, you can increase the border size. You can make it dotted if you want. Round out your edges if you want. Let me see, where's the... So you can see what's happening there. And then you can rotate it, or you can adjust the opacity, which makes it see-through. This is really handy for putting text on top of things when you want to see through the text and still see your picture that's behind it. Oh, this is cool too. So you can see you can work with this and make all kinds of shapes and designs. If you've worked with Illustrator, this is going to be very easy for you. Shadow. Let's go ahead and give it. Oh no, let's give it a. Let's wait for text to go over shadow. Shadowing works really well on text. Here's how to make a square. The properties are identical. You can change the color right here. When you go to make your square, you select it, hold the shift key down, and the square will be kept proportional. If not, it'll make a rectangle. Same with your circle. Hold the shift key down, perfect circle. Don't hold the shift key down, you could get, what's it called, an ellipse or whatever. Here's your line tool. Very simple, just makes a line. Here's your text box. Again, look at your properties menu after you put that in there. Here's where it's positioned, the height and the width of the text box. Here's your font. Let's make that a lot bigger. There, now you can see. But also, your text box needs to be made a little bit bigger. The easier way to do it is to just click. Just click on it. And you can watch over here, when I drag this out, you can see that the dimensions have changed in width. 233, I'll move it again, 243. You can insert an image off your desktop or off your, you know, your photos, wherever it is. You can insert an image off your computer, I guess is the best way to say that. And then last but not least, you have, you can insert a button. The text on the button is entirely too small again, so you can increase that over here. Now, buttons and hotspots, they're pretty cool. A hotspot just means, let's just say you want this to be something that you can click. When we go over to layers, there's our hotspot, and the hotspot has to be on top. Don't worry, you'll be able to see right through it. I'm going to add an event, and we have to tell it what to do. The trigger is going to be mouse on click. The action is going to be to navigate to, and you're going to want to navigate to screen 1. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with the button. You can also right-click on it to add an event. So I'm going to add an event, choose trigger, mouse on click, choose action, navigate to, screen 1. Now, up here is where you preview what you've just made. Let's see if it works. Yep, we're to screen 1. So that's pretty much it for the lecture. What I want you guys to do, well, here, also let me show you, File and Save. So you click File, save it on your desktop, or wherever you want to save it. Think about the project we did last week, where you filled out that paper, where you thought about your app, thought about who your target audience was, you thought about how you're going to market to people, how you're going to make your app appealing. Now this is where you make the front page of your app, and it's not going to be functional yet. You can use buttons to switch back and forth, you know, between the two screens. What you're worried about this week is the appearance. Think about your color psychology video that you watched. Blue implies loyalty. If this app is something to find the nearest hospital, you might want to make it blue because it has that loyal and calming factor. If you're appealing to kids, if this is like a game, bright primary colors, red and blue. If it's going to be something in nature, green. If it's going to be, I don't know, I can't think of any more examples right off the top of my head, but you guys get the idea. Just go through your color psychology video again if you don't remember, and go ahead and create your assignment and submit it in the Dropbox for grading. Just take a screenshot. Don't do the file, because if I don't have the software installed, I won't be able to look at it. So just do the screenshot and put that in the Dropbox for me. Alright guys, that's it.